The Oklahoma Corporation Commission took swift action following a strong earthquake in north central Oklahoma. Less than 12 hours after the quake, the commission issued an order to a wastewater injection well operator to lower its volume. It's part of the commission's efforts to reduce reaction time to strong earthquakes.
Oklahomans were startled by the strongest earthquake felt in the Sooner State in months. It was a 4.6 magnitude earthquake centered 3 miles east-southeast of Covington. It was also the strongest quake in Oklahoma since the 5.3 tumbler that shook Cushing in November of 2016. The Oklahoma Corporation Commission has been keeping an eye on the growing seismic activity in the northern part of the state.
This particular cluster that we're talking about started late last week, and we've been watching it. And then Saturday, of course, we climbed over a 4 in magnitude. Because of that, we took action on Saturday to reduce volume in that area. This is the Covington-Douglas area.
The Corporation Commission had MM Energy reduce its injection well rate from 17,000 barrels of wastewater to 5,000 barrels a day. The order came only hours after the earthquake jolted Oklahoma. It wasn't always that way. In 2009, Oklahoma began experiencing an unexplained increase in seismic activity. The state had always been seismically active, but it was usually a handful of small quakes that were hardly felt. 2011 was the game changer in Oklahoma. At the time, the 5.7 magnitude earthquake with an epicenter near Prague was the strongest quake recorded in the state. It damaged homes, buckled part of US 62, and caused a turret to collapse at St. Gregory's University in Shawnee. The Corporation Commission and the Oklahoma Geological Survey were called to investigate the increased seismicity. The agencies had no real equipment to speak of, with limited personnel experienced in gathering the data needed to devise a solution. Information couldn't even be found in a database in 2011.
We had one person who was having to do other things as well, and that was it, and a lot of paper files, nothing electronically. So when we needed to look at volumes and that type of thing, it all had to be by paper, and to say it was time-consuming would be an understatement.
The commission took its first large-scale action in 2015. It took several months to devise the plan to reduce injection well volumes and pressures.
It took us almost 6 months to design what became known as the Logan County Trend, which was our first large-scale action involving portions of Oklahoma County, Logan County, Lincoln County, and Payne County.
As time went by, the commission became more efficient in drawing up actions in the wake of increased seismic activity in areas populated with injection wells, and more stakeholders became involved with the process.
A lot of this is because of funding that we received, which unfortunately now is gone. One-time grants from the governor, from the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board, from the Groundwater Protection Council, from the EPA. We were able to hire some people. We also were able to get software and computers in and start electronic reporting.
Skinner says legislative and industry backing also played a crucial role in the Corporation Commission getting a handle on the correlation between injection wells and increased seismic activity. While the funding is a concern, the Corporation Commission will continue to order adjustments once the quakes hit a certain level. Since the Corporation Commission began regulating the wells, earthquake activity has decreased from its peak in 2015. While the recent strong quakes brought back memories of a more active seismic period, it appears 2018 will continue a downward trend. Skinner notes the research is ongoing and will need to continue to develop so solutions to the increased seismicity in Oklahoma can be found.
We do have enough to be able to take actions with a fair degree of confidence that we're moving in the right direction.
The Corporation Commission also is monitoring increased seismic activity near Enid. More action in both that area and the Covington-Douglas area is expected soon.